North, a little bit north in the state, all the way up to Allentown, Pennsylvania, where I have undefeated featherweight prospect Martino Jules. What's up, Martino?
Nothing work. Sorry, nothing much. I've just been working a lot lately.
Well, we'll get into that in a couple minutes. We will get into your work thing. So, what have you been doing? How's everything in terms of boxing wise? Like I said, we'll get into your work thing. Boxing wise, with the pandemic, how has that affected your boxing career? Besides, obviously not getting the fights, obviously.
Yeah, pretty much. I've just been training by myself. Whenever I have time off of work. Right now, I've just been staying in shape, preparing for a police fitness test that I have coming up. So I'm still in fight shape. I'm still focused on a fight, and whenever a call comes, I'm definitely ready for it.
So that's interesting. So you're preparing for a fitness test. Is it some of the stuff that you would normally do for your boxing workout?
Not really. Basically, a lot of my training does have to do with a lot of strength and conditioning. So besides shadow boxing and punching the bag, it's pretty much the same outside of that.
Have you been able to get into the gym at all, to in terms of the boxing gym?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm able to get into the gym. My coach Indio has open doors for all his fighters at any time.
Great. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get into the sport? And tell us a little bit about your amateur career as well.
Okay. I got into the sport because my mom, she always taught me how to fight. She always loved boxing. She didn't picture me boxing until I said I wanted to do it. I was always a kid who was good in school. But one day I just decided to box, and I found out that a gym was opening, and my mom jumped right on it, and I've just been with the same trainer since then.
Then
And sorry.
I was going to say that a lot of moms don't want their sons to fight, but it looks like your mom was the one who got you into the sport.
Yeah. She definitely loves it. She's very so supportive of everything. She's actually a part of the team because whenever a fight comes up and it has to go through like 5 different people to see if the fight's acceptable, because I'll fight anyone, but I'm young, I'm hard headed sometimes, so they just want to make sure that we make the best moves at all times.
Gotcha. So, your amateur career.
Yeah, so my amateur career, I had about like 70 fights. Most of them was just one night shows. We did the best what we can. We really didn't have a lot of like funding at the gym, so a lot of our like experience and wars came within the gym. I grew up training with Tyrone, Hector Bioneer, Juan. So it was always us four in the gym, and whenever we ran out to shows, it was an unknown gym just shocking the whole crowd. But later on towards my amateur career, I understood more of how boxing worked, and we did chase more tournaments. A lot of it didn't go our way. I did go to the Olympic trials, and that's when I knew that whenever it was time to turn pro, that I could really hang with the big guys because I was competing with all the top guys there. I really don't like worry too much about my amateur background because I understand how much better it could have been.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't dwell too much on it. I just stay inside the gym and just keep learning.
So far in your career, you've been perfect, 9-0 with 2 knockouts. Your first 7 fights, I don't believe you had a knockout. You were very close on a few of those fights. That you almost stopped the guy. As you got to the 5th, 6th, 7th fight where I know that. I mean, I could just tell desperately you wanted to get a stoppage win.
Yeah. I really don't understand what was going on fighting the four rounders. I always trained hard, but in the four rounders, I was getting tired. I was real sloppy, and then we made that next step up to fighting 6 rounds, and I became more comfortable. And I feel a lot more comfortable now. I feel like I'm like adapting to the professional style, and I feel like the more rounds I get to fight, the more knockouts that I be able to do.
So I mean, and you've been fighting more veteran guys, so that's kind of ironic. A little bit tougher competition, and you're getting the knockouts there.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I could fight even more better guys. Everything is on the team, so I just train and they set everything up. But I'm definitely ready for whatever comes. I was really excited for my last fight with the Russian guy. Um, I forgot his name because it was a step that I knew I was ready for. It was just time to show everybody else that I was ready for it, and ready to compete at that level.
That was with three-time Olympian Anvar Unisov. That was the fight that the day that the fight got canceled. The day of the fight due to
Yeah.
the and do when I want to get into the Sands in a minute, or actually Wind Creek. It's called Wind Creek now. I want to get in that because that's right around the corner from you. So I just want to get. That's a great boxing venue. You're a featherweight. You're pretty tall for the weight class.
Yeah, in my amateurs, I was always fighting at 132 for about like 5 years. Then, we got a call saying that someone wants to sign me. My manager now, Shafan Petrov, and we was getting more into the business, and my coach came out of nowhere and said that if you're gonna fight professional, you're gonna fight at 126. You
And,
know,
and how are you making that weight considering you were at 132 for all those years as an amateur?
the first time it was really tough. You know, I have to say thank you to my old coach George, because he really prepared me to drop the weight. He gave me some knowledge to how to maintain it. And then after that first fight, I made a weight. I think I weighed in at like 124, something like that.
Wow.
And and from there, I just knew that I was able to keep on making the weight. And after that fight, I think I took some time off. And in that time, I just went to go study more about how to make the weight. And then my second fight back, um, it was a lot of ring rust. I haven't dropped the weight again that whole time, so the weight was a problem. So after that, I just decided to like seek out help from a nutritionist, and from since then he's just been doing wonders.
I know when I texted you last night to set this up, you told me you were dealing with a strength and conditioning coach. That's all part of the with the weight as well?
Um, that that really doesn't have to do anything
Okay,
with the weight because that's like a whole nother part of training camp.
gotcha.
Um, I find myself loving to lift weights and all that, so I like to train with someone who knows how to let me have fun in the workouts and let me do my thing, but also someone who knows better about about what I could lift and basically make sure that I don't do too much where we'll mess up anything in boxing.
Um, we mentioned before there's a great venue where you're a promoter. Marshall Kaufman promotes at the Wind Creek Casino in Bethlehem, PA, which is right next to Allentown. For those who don't know, what's it like knowing that there's like a real good boxing venue that that your family, friends, fans are able to come to? Marshall runs a handful of fights there every year. That that you're gonna have a great support, for those fights.
Um, it's definitely a comfortable feeling. It's something that I find security in. Not only that, not not only that it will be my fans there, but basically that I don't have to travel nowhere during that whole weight loss process, and then even during the training camp. So I'm comfortable with the area. So when it's time to fight, I have no stress at all. So by the time I go into the locker room and change, I'm back at 110%. I know everyone around, and it's just fighting in my own gym basically.
So who deals with the ticket requests if you've got no stress?
My wife does a lot.
Okay,
She keeps track of everything. My one coach, Indio, he does an amazing job selling his tickets, and my mom used to help, so my mom helps out whenever she can. So
gotcha,
basically, anytime someone wants a ticket from me, then I get their nickname down and I send it to my wife
gotcha.
or even Indio, and then they just handle it.
I know in a couple of the shows there, and actually the one in Allentown where you fought on the undercard of the Showtime fight, you probably got the loudest ovations of the night. What are your thoughts? You scored the knockout. I just remember it was extremely loud in there. How does that make you feel?
Um, it's something that I dreamed of. Um, I, I actually wanted to be a part of the first show in Allentown, so my manager doing everything that he can to work with Marshall to get me on the card. You know, I loved it. I loved them for that. It was just my turn to actually make a bang, and to show the talent of Allentown.
It's great. Thoughts on you're with Marshall Kaufman, King's Promotions. What are your thoughts? He keeps you pretty busy with fights. Talk about that relationship.
Um, our relationship with Marshall, I just want him to know that that after this fight with I keep forgetting his name, the
Unisov.
Unisov. I just want to keep climbing. Right, I don't want to plateau at all. I'm young. I'm really good. I have talent. I'm a good guy. So it's I just want to keep climbing, keep fighting better guys, and just hopefully we grow into world champions together.
You mentioned that you're working. Before we start, you told me you're a truck driver. Tell us a little bit about that job.
Basically, yeah, yeah. So I drive trucks basically so that I don't have to, because I like to work out a lot, do a lot of strength and conditioning. So Indio, coach Indio worries about me overworking, doing like overworking my body doing work. So I decided to get a truck driving job, so I really don't have to move around too much. Just relax, sit back, just drive the truck, and
What are you delivering?
right now I am delivering cement.
Some what?
Cement.
Oh, cement.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay. I
yeah, it's an
mean,
easy job.
so if you well, if you're lifting it, you're probably getting a little workout doing that, right?
No, basically I'm in a tank, so I just plug in hoses and then just
Oh
watch the
wow.
valves go.
Okay. Okay. And
Yeah,
then
it's real easy.
and then you said you're studying are you, to become a police officer, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
uh, I applied to become a police officer. You know, they gave me the resources, so I've just been studying, just preparing for the upcoming test for it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, that's a great thing. Obviously, it sounds like the Unisol fight will be next when that happens. I know right now everything's in limbo because the coronavirus pandemic here. What do you want to say to the fans in closing? It was good getting to know you here. What do you want to say? There's fans all over the world watching this.
For all the fans, just remember my face. You remember my name. I'm a little guy now, but pretty soon, once my time comes, it's gonna come fast, and I'm definitely going to cause an uproar in the boxing community.
And where can the fans follow you on social media?
You can follow me on Martino Jules Junior boxing page on Facebook and on Instagram at mjules official.
There you go. Martino, thank you for a few minutes of your time. A real bright young prospect. I've seen just about every one of your fights, and you're getting better with every fight. I mean, I'm telling you this right now. Every fight you're getting better, and you're starting, in my opinion, you're starting to, like you said before, realize your power shots, and guys are getting hurt a little bit more the last couple fights, and I'm sure you've noticed
Yeah.
that. Thank you for a few minutes of your time, and we're going to talk to you some more as your career keeps going.
Yes,